Yo, so it's May 19th, and what's up? I did my second COVID shot today, and so I'm back with some insight for those of us who don't go to doctors on the regular, or at least Western conventional doctors, which I have nothing against, but I'm an alternative. I hate that word, but just so everybody understands, I'm more into alternative medicine. I have a kinesiologist. I go to acupuncture, homeopathy. Nutrition is key for me. So anyway, I did my second shot today. And I have to say, oh, and by the way, just to get it out of the way, I'm using a Sony a6400. I have the Sony 35mm f1.8 lens on this camera, which is really 52 millimeters because it's a crop sensor. And so for the tech people that come here, that's what that is. And I'm using Purple Panda lavalier mic. I'm recording into an LG V20 old smartphone that records 24-bit audio. And I'm just using the light from my window right now. So it might be a little underexposed, but whatever. And no, I'm not growing a beard for real. It's just for a creative project that I'm doing. And this moment of madness will be gone soon. But anyway, second COVID shot. So as I shared in the past, I really didn't have any side effects from my first shot. Although, and I didn't come make a video about this, but I would say about 10 days after my first shot, I was walking in a store. I had been feeling fine, and I'm telling you, like, all of a sudden I felt like something crawled into my body. Like I got really sick. Well, I don't want to say sick, but I got dizzy, you know, like lightheaded. My thought process was kind of cloudy, like I felt weird. And I felt like that for a couple of days. I was just off, you know, but I kept doing what I was doing, but I felt for a second like I was going south, you know. I don't know, maybe I had a fever. My knees were sweating. So that was kind of weird. But anyway, I had a very strange response, but it was 10 days after the first shot. And I had the Pfizer shot, just so, you know, if anybody hasn't seen the first set of videos, I'm a Pfizer shot person. So anyway, but other than that, I had nothing. You know, my arm was sore for the first couple of days, but I was cool. And I've been cool, and I've been looking forward to getting the second one out of the way so I don't have to think about it anymore. Although they're talking about boosters, I don't know about all that for me. But I'm just going to live in the present for now. So I had the second shot today. I have to say, the woman who gave me the shot today, like the first vaccination that I had was an older gentleman, a pharmacist, really old school kind of guy, and I felt confident about him. Like I felt good about it. I really didn't feel the shot at all. I just felt positive about the experience. The woman I had today, I didn't feel positive about it. I mean, the first thing she shared with me is that her father died of COVID. She shared that she got sick from COVID. She started telling me all these horrible stories. She asked me about if I had any side effects from the first shot. I shared the story that I just shared with you, and I could tell she didn't even really listen to me. She gave me the shot. She told me to go wait for 15 minutes in the waiting area, and she would come back before I left. 45 minutes later, she still hadn't come back, so I got up and I went looking around. This was in a CVS up here in the Bronx. I went looking for her, found her. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I forgot." I'm like, "Can I leave? Like, what am I waiting for?" I already had my card, but she specifically asked me to wait. So 45 minutes later, she's like, "No, you can leave." And then she goes, "Wait, I want to give you a gift since you waited for so long." And she pulls out like a box of some kind of pills. You know, it was like, I don't know if it was, I didn't even look at it to be honest, but it had some kind of apparatus included with it, like maybe an inhaler or something like that. It had pills. I felt like she was like a drug dealer, handing me, she's like, "This is a gift, you know, since you had to wait." And I was like, I didn't even want to engage with it. You know what I mean? Like, it was the weirdest thing. And so I'm sharing that because that's part of the problem that I have with Western medicine and with doctors. Like I've been in that situation before, like a long time ago, when I did go to a doctor, like, you know, when I was 21 years old, which is like 5,000 years ago. Same thing, you know, the doctor's like throwing, you know, digestive medications at me, like whatever they call those purple pills, you know, like, and he said to me, you should take those, you know, it'll keep you from getting reflux, which can cause cancer. And I'm like, you're just gonna like give me drugs? Like I got nothing wrong with my stomach or my digestion, but he goes, yeah, you should take those for the rest of your life. I'm like, yo. So I'm not gonna get into all that, but that's like a whole other thing that I'm just not really gonna get involved with. But, you know, other than to say, I ain't with that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is incredibly irresponsible and probably dangerous, you know? And I'm saying probably because I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not anything like that, you know? But my instincts tell me that's dangerous. So, what did I do today? I did the same thing I did the first time. I came home, I broke out my Champion juicer, which I recommend for anybody to own. It's an old school juicer. And I made carrot, celery, green apple, and kale juice. I wanted to get a lot of beta carotene into my body. I wanted to get a lot of greens, you know, just get really alkaline. Even though the carrots are a little sweet and a little high in sugar content, they have a tremendous amount of beta carotene. Green apple, same thing. If you're gonna have apples, I would go with green because that's the lowest glycemic index, which is the sugar content. The celery is an incredible cleanser for your body, antioxidant, everything. And kale, pH for days, perhaps one of the healthiest things you could put into your body, especially when you extract the juice. It's just much more concentrated. Your body assimilates it much faster and much more efficiently. And so, because, you know, most people don't chew properly, you know, like we're supposed to chew our food down to practically liquid before we swallow it, you know? We're not supposed to just eat fast and put the food into our bodies are amazing. And our bodies will break down anything that you swallow, you know, short of a rock or something like that, you know, might put you in the hospital. But we're supposed to chew for a long time. You know, it's part of the digestive process. It stimulates a lot of the hormones and a lot of the enzymes in our body that breaks down the food properly. So when you extract juice, you're kind of doing that for your body, making it easier. So it's a really efficient way to get nutrition into your body. So I highly recommend it, you know. So I did that. I'm gonna, you know, really be good about my nutrition for the next couple of days. You know, I'm generally pretty good anyway, but I'm gonna be high level good while this second shot gets through my body. I'm hoping I don't have any bad side effects, but if I do, at least I know what it's from. And again, I feel good about what I did. I do feel like it's the right thing to do as a culture, as a society, for each other, to make each other feel more comfortable. I mean, obviously, we don't know. You know, you can argue with me. My kinesiologist did not want me to do this, you know. These vaccines have rolled out quickly compared to the past. But I do believe in science. We do have to trust something and somebody. We have to live with some kind of faith, you know. And at a time like this, an extraordinary time in our history, I think that we have to come together and do something like this for one another, you know. And like I said in one of the first videos, you know, like if this is some kind of nefarious craziness, which I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I'm not believing any of that. But if it is, I don't want to be the only one left here. So, like I said, this is about community. This is about doing it because everybody should do this for each other. I'm doing this for you, you know, and for me, you know. The other thing is, as a performing artist, I'm positive it's not going to be easy to work in colleges, for example, or schools or other community spaces without being vaccinated. I don't think people hiring performers are going to feel as comfortable hiring somebody who has not been vaccinated, you know. Flying is probably going to be much easier if you have that vaccine card. So you know, I feel like personally, I pretty much had no choice. I mean, I had a choice, but I would have to completely alter my life, you know? Like I heard a story just the other day, a good friend of mine is going to get a pretty big gig as a performer with a band. I'm not going to get into all the details or mention any names, but it's because the person that she's going to replace is not comfortable with vaccinating yet and wants to take 6 months off from this. It's a major gig. She wants to kind of think about what she wants to do moving forward. So the person whose gig it is, like the main, you know, the big artist, the famous person, is totally cool with that, letting her go work it out, you know, and figure it out. It's a very personal family decision, you know, but he's got to hire somebody in the interim. So, you know, it's affecting all of our lives. And I'm talking now to artists you know, specifically. It's affecting us, you know, we're around people in live spaces, you know. So I feel good about what I did. I'm comfortable with the decision. I didn't want to do it, you know. Like I said, I haven't even taken an aspirin since I was 20 years old. I mean, I don't even think I took an aspirin when I was 20, but that's the last time I had antibiotics, when I was, actually I had an antibiotic in 1991. That was the last time I've had any medication. So obviously this was, you know, I had some trepidation about this, and it was a difficult decision for me, but I thought about it and just did some spiritual work with myself, and I decided to do this, you know. So that was what was good for me. And again, I made these videos because when I went on YouTube and went on the internet looking for some kind of guidance for people like me who can't answer the questions that they ask, like, what are you allergic to, you know, when was the last time you did blood, your illnesses, pre-existing conditions. Like, I don't have any of that stuff. My life is my kinesiologist. I don't do blood tests. I don't do any of that stuff. Now, I haven't been sick in a very long time. I mean, you know, I've had colds and stuff like that, but I rarely go down, you know. But still, as we get older, I have to admit that I kind of feel like I'm looking over my shoulder a little bit sometimes, especially in situations like this, because it's like, well, they're gonna test for side effects for what they know through science. You know, they don't give a shit about me, you know, or I shouldn't say that, but they don't know anything about somebody like me, like I am the unknown, you know. So they're gonna put this in my arm and hope for the best, and that's what I did. So I took a leap of faith. That's what this is about. So anyway, that's it. So far so good. I took it like an hour ago. I feel fine. I'm not even sore yet. I'm sure my arm's gonna get sore. I will post something tomorrow, 24 hours later. I'll post something 48 hours later, and then that's it. Back to art, back to finishing my film, back to not thinking about this for a while, you know, and hoping for the best and supporting everybody that I can who's going through difficult times, and just, you know, maintaining my awareness of everybody around me. I think if there's been anything positive about this time, it's that how could you not be aware of everybody around you in the world right now? Like, you know, in a way, COVID has brought us all together, you know? And so I think that's something to take advantage of, you know, like keep thinking about other people, grow your empathy, you know. That's what I'm trying to do every day, and I'm just trying to be a better person all the time. And I felt like this was a good opportunity for me to simply be a better person. And so, I don't know, you know, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel comfortable with it, and actually I am kind of crazy, but hopefully in a good way. So, thank you so much for listening. I'll come back tomorrow and update if I have any side effects, and I'm going to be really honest about it. I'll be juicing like crazy. I'll be eating really well. I'll be hydrating. I'm going to do my regular workouts and exercise if I can. If I feel sick, I'll back off a little bit. I'm going to work on color grading my film. I'm just going to try to live normally, but I'm going to stay close to home for 48 hours to see what happens. So I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks again. I hope you're well. I hope everybody you love is well. And hope you're feeling optimistic. And I'll see you mañana. Peace.